I figured I'd share this with you guys. Um, yeah, my greenhouse gets flooded out sometimes. We got 2.5 inches of rain yesterday, and there's a culvert pipe that runs along my. You see the evergreens over here on my fence line, and the culvert pipe's on the other side on the other guy's property. But when that thing gets running, I mean that water comes down like a raging river, and it just finds its way onto my property. You know, it just kind of wiggles its way down and it starts coming here. Then it runs through my greenhouse. I mean, I've tried some things to try to divert it, and I will eventually get it, but it comes down and it just pours through here. I mean, look at what it did to the to my gravel over here. Just it washed the trench out right down to the soil, and then it comes out here by the gallon. You can also see water is also pouring down this way too. You know, you can see by the wood chips um, the direction of the water where it's going. Now, where exactly is it entering in my property? I'm not sure, but that means I have to put like a dirt mound up against the fence line over here and just like build a hill all the way down. It's just yeah, it's just too much right now. I can do it, but like I said, I'm going to be selling this property in a year. I'm not really going to care too much, so I'm not sinking too much more energy or time into this property. I've done enough already. If I was going to stay here for another 10 years, then yeah, I'd do it. But uh, anyway, the water comes down, goes through my greenhouse, and then it comes pounding through here. You can see I put cinder blocks all the way around the pond. I try to mound up around the pond to keep, the water from either flowing into it or overflowing and pouring outside the pond. I have a overflow pipe put in over there by the rocks. But you can see my pond's all brown because of the mud coming in. It's not mud, but it's like dirty water, silt getting washed in there. It looks like a lot of my fish got washed out. You can see, if I can get it in frame, it's hard to tell if you can see them or not. Where are you? Where are you? Somewhere over here there's fish. There's all those little minnows in there. I had them by the thousands in this thing. Um, Now I just see a couple small schools swimming around. It looks like a lot of them probably got washed out or killed from it. That's part of living on a hill. If you're going to buy property and you want to do something like this, I don't recommend living on a hill unless you're going to live on the very top of it. So this is the bottom half of my property, which is towards the bottom of this hill. And this part, sometimes when we get extreme rains, the water it doesn't flow over the top of this. It kind of like flows underneath the blocks and seeps through these rocks and pours in over the top of my, what do you call that thing there? The liner. Goes over the liner and just starts pouring in there. That'll settle out in a day or two. I'm not worried about the silt part of it. I mean, I got my filter running and stuff anyway, but it'll filter out. But it's just, it just has a really hard effect on the pond and the pond life when that happens. And if it was just regular rain or anything going in there, that's one thing. But when it drags all the silt into the pond, that makes it just makes it harder for your pond to recover. The good thing about it, though, is when this happens, and this has happened several times in the past, when this happens, it tends to kill off all the algae because it blocks out all the sunlight the algae needs in order to reproduce. So a lot of times when this silt finally settles down and filters out, the pond gets really clear. So hopefully that'll be the case this time. If we get some cloudy days, like if I could get a week of cloudy days while this is clearing out, pond will be nice and clear right to the bottom. But yeah, just wanted to give you a show of what happened to the pond and some of the damage that rain did the other day. It literally knocked all my corn down. I mean, the rain was coming down literally like buckets. Look at this. That's my overflow pipe. Where is it? I can't see it on the camera. I can't see it. I can't tell, guys. I don't know if I'm filming this or not. I can't see. The sun is right on it. Anyway, this is what it did. Just literally washed out a channel, and it's crazy. I mean, look what it did. It knocked all my sunflowers down. My corn was just about flat. I just picked it up this morning. Tomato plants got all knocked down and pushed over. I mean, look at this. Well, it's picking up now, but you can see a lot of my plants are all leaning. Here's the infamous Japanese beetle. I'll show you how you deal with these Japanese beetles. See how I get them like that? You just snap his neck. That's all. That's it. He ain't flying again. You don't have to squish him till his guts are all over the place. Just, you'll hear his neck go click. That's it. He's done. Yeah, all this was all laying down. I mean, even these. The whole fence got knocked over. You know, the trellis for my peas and oh, it was just unbelievable. I couldn't believe the amount of. I mean, we don't normally get rain like that up here. Usually this time of the year, we don't get any rain at all. Usually from like mid-July to about first week in September, we don't get any rain. And then the monsoons begin. So I was a little surprised that we got 2.5 inches of rain in a half hour, an hour, whatever it was. I don't remember. It was a pretty fast-moving storm, but man, it came in like gangbusters, guys. It was tough. But it didn't do that much damage. I straightened a lot of it out. I mean, it used to be a lot worse than this. So it wasn't as bad as it used to be. But yeah, it's still doing it. So that's the devastation of the rains. See ya. I'm figuring I'd share this with you guys. Yeah, my greenhouse gets flooded out sometimes. We got 2.5 inches of rain yesterday. And there's a culvert pipe that runs along my, you see the evergreens over here on my fence line, and the culvert pipe's on the other side on the other guy's property. But when that thing gets running, I mean, that water comes down like a raging river, and it just finds its way onto my property. You know, it just kind of wiggles its way down and it starts coming here.